Welcome to the Herd's official YouTube channel. Make sure to like and subscribe. Don't forget to check out the Colin Cowherd podcast, all of our NFL instant reactions, and more football content.
You know, a lot of people would not do a Blazing 5 to start the year because, well, I'm terrible in week 1. But it's too much fun. Let's have a good 5 minutes here with my picks. I feel good, as I always do. I felt good every week last year. That didn't mean anything. And here we go with our opening Blazing 5.
That's a hot one. Let's blaze it up.
Fire it up.
It's Colin's Blazing 5. Giants at Commanders.
I like the Giants plus 6.5. At least one underdog of 6+ points has won outright in week 1. I think the Giants could be the play. They played 9 one-score games last year, and both games against the Commanders were close. Brian Burns, Dexter Lawrence, Abdul Carter. This is a top 2 or 3 defensive line. And, I mean, let's be honest. It's week 1. We saw what D-lines can do last night. Malik Neighbors, matchup problem. Even with Dan Quinn, back end of the defense last year for Washington was a bit of a mess. The Commanders, great year, but they played 12 one-score games, and their defense, again, was bad with a defensive coach. So I think the Debo Terry McLaurin thing is fascinating, but I think it won't be perfect until later in the season. This is a go-either-way game. I'll take Washington to win, but 6.5, I'm taking it with the Giants. 27-23, Commanders close.
Steelers at Jets.
I like the Jets plus a field goal. This is the lowest over and under. I'm going to take the home dog plus the 3 points. They held fourth quarter leads in 6 of their 12 losses last year. The Jets were in games, and that's with an old quarterback that couldn't extend plays. Now they have a young quarterback that can. The Steelers had a lot of turnover. Left tackle gone, quarterback gone, best receiver gone, best running back gone. With a defensive culture, you think they're going to look good in week 1? My takeaway is the wrong team getting points here. I think the Jets roster is good, and I've got a young quarterback who played in Pittsburgh and knows their personnel. And by the way, Aaron Rodgers, with all these new parts, week 1, last 3 times, week 1 he started. He's lost all of them and has not played well, and he's not the most committed guy in the offseason. I like the Jets here to win straight out 24-20 money line, baby.
49ers at Seahawks.
I like the Seahawks. Do you know, since Lumen Field opened up in 2002, Seattle's got the best home winning percentage, 9-1 record at home week 1. And by the way, 6 of their final 8 games last year, after the bye, they won. They needed a bye for this new coaching staff, and they've upgraded at coordinator. They're going to run the ball. They're going to speed the game up. Gray Zabel, the draft pick, watch them run the ball. Sam Darnold's an athletic upgrade at quarterback, and the Niners, McCaffrey's banged up. Brandon Ayuk's out. Greenlaw's gone. Hufunga's gone. By the way, Niners were not great against their division last year. They were 1-5 in division. And 2-6 on the road last year. They were not a great road team or a division team. And their red zone defense, that's why they brought Saleh in, was a bit of a mess. It was 31st. I like the Seahawks and the points to win straight out 24-23.
Lions at Packers.
I really like Green Bay. Bet of the weekend. Young team entering their prime. Added Micah Parsons. I like Green Bay here. Only team in the league, top 5 offense and total defense. And by the way, we think to ourselves, you know, Jordan Love wasn't great last year. I went and looked it up this morning. Final 7 games last year, 9 touchdowns, no picks. He's fine. Lions lost both coordinators. If they do replace them deftly, it'll probably be later in the season. And Dan Campbell's not been a good underdog coach. 12-21-1 as an underdog head coach. When they got better players, they win. When they're at home with better players, they win. On the road, do they have better players than Green Bay? I'm not sure. Jared Goff without McVay and Ben Johnson, never been quite as good. I like Green Bay to win outright 28-24.
Texans at Rams.
Take the under 43.5. 19th ranked scoring offense, Texans against the 20th scoring offense. Here's the truth about the Rams last year. Didn't have a great point differential, even with Stafford. Both teams come into the season with O-line issues. Stafford's back's an issue. Left tackle Alaric Jackson, blood clots, didn't practice a ton. And the Texans beat up on their division. They were 5-1 against the AFC South. They weren't great out of their division. They've got a first-time play caller and offensive coordinator and a lot of new faces on the offensive line. And I am here to tell you, the Rams' defensive front is filthy and getting better. I think it is a very low-scoring game. The over-under is 43.5. It feels like 2017 or 21-17. Rams, to me, probably at home. I give them the edge, but I'm taking the under here. Take the under 43.5. J-Mac, any thoughts on that?
Love the Jets pick. That's my favorite of your 5 outside of the Packers, which I also have. But that 49ers one, you didn't really mention the Christian McCaffrey missed practice yesterday. Then the 49ers did not make him available to the media. I have him in multiple fantasy leagues, and I'm sweating bullets.
Oh, I feel so terrible for you.
Thanks, friend.
You need to go into every weekend with a little humility.
How about Brock Purdy taking over that game and winning on the road, beating your guy?
He would deserve credit. That's a tough.
No Ayuk, and if McCaffrey doesn't
Steve
play?
Keim told me a week ago. I said, where did you hate going when you were the GM of Arizona? He goes, Seattle. He goes, that is a rough place to play. He goes, that crowd lubricates. They're ready to roll. So I was watching that game last night, and Micah Parsons is really talented, and CeeDee Lamb is crazy talented. But we all get the value of Dak. And if you look at Dak's impact on the Cowboys' career, when Dak plays and Dak starts and Dak's healthy, they're 76-46, and they average 27 points a game. A lot of wins in the NFL. When Dak doesn't play, they average a touchdown less. And he does not throw the prettiest ball. But he's on his 3rd coaching staff. There's always constant drama around him. He's had multiple, I think 3 CeeDee Lamb drops. But yet, once again, when Dak is healthy, they're either winning or they're in games. And Dak Prescott could have had a spicy podcast. Now, that was Micah. Dak Prescott could have his own radio show. No, that's the owner, Jerry. Dak could have both of those. His focus, once again, is on the game and is usually on Sunday. So I've used a term for years and years. I call it quarterbackio, like presidential, quarterbackio. And I think last night was a great example of quarterbackio. This is why I've been tough on Baker Mayfield or Johnny Manziel or silly quarterbacks or Drew Lock dancing on the sideline. Stop it. Grow up. There is drama everywhere with Dallas every second. And last night, before the game, you got a guy spitting at him, Jalen Carter. Dak doesn't react. Dak doesn't react. Well, Dak spit first. Dak spit on the ground. And then Jalen Carter comes up and spits on him. Like, Dak's spit is, he's got Cowboys in front. If he was trying to spit at somebody, he would have been spitting on Cowboy teammates. This is quarterbackio, the grown-up in the room. Here's Dak on the spitting incident.
I just spit ahead, but I would say he was back there where Jory was in that sense, and he asked, or he goes, "You trying to spit on me?" And at that point, I mean, I felt like he was insulting me. Like, I wouldn't spit on somebody. I'm damn sure not trying to spit on you. Like, we're about to play a game. I'm wondering why you're trying to mess with the rookie. And so when I stepped through, I actually say the words like, "What the hell would I, excuse me, but I'm probably even more colorful. What would I need to spit on you for?" And he just spit on me in that moment. And it was more of a surprise than anything.
Okay, I 1,000% trust Dak on that. Dak's history and resume tells you he wouldn't spit on somebody. Jalen Carter, as great as he is, half the teams in the league took him off the draft board. He's been immature. He's had some emotional stuff. I 1,000% trust Dak Prescott. I will look at your life resume. If you get into chaos or an incident, your resume will tell me if you're being honest. Dak is being honest. Dak would not spit on Jalen Carter knowing he is the face of a $10 billion franchise on Thursday Night Football, a game that's got 30 million people or 40 million people watching. Dak has self-awareness. Jalen Carter, apparently none. By the way, here was another moment where I loved Dak last night. So CeeDee Lamb drops. Who's the quarterback I always talk about? Body language. Pouts. Grabs it. Stands by himself on the sideline. CeeDee Lamb, drop. Did you see a confrontation? Was Dak screaming? Did he have bad body language? No. Again, life is not about just action. It's reaction. And 2 moments last night, the Jalen Carter spit and the CeeDee Lamb drops. And again, stoicism, EQ, IQ, self-awareness. This is really the value of Dak Prescott. He is the dependable local meteorologist standing in the middle of a storm. The wind is whipping, sleet and hail sideways with the Cowboys, and here's the grown-up in the room. So I thought last night watching him, I hope everybody appreciated all those drops would drive half the quarterbacks in this league nuts. Dak is like, well, we may get the ball again. I can't get into it. We got time left. I mean, that ball's caught. Dallas wins the game. So just listen, Dak does not throw the prettiest ball. Dak's had a second surgery. I've said before, I think he's a great B+. I have always compared him to Kirk Cousins. He's just got a star in his helmet, so we talk about him more. And Kirk Cousins will get Hall of Fame votes. Dak will get some. But last night, his maturity, his EQ were totally on display.